Hey, we have our VIP here, Melissa.
Yo, I'm stressed.
Let's talk about this. So, where'd this go? Um, Here's the objection, and then I want to hear what everyone is going to say, and then I'll give you my answer too.
Okay.
Um, we didn't want to entangle our friendship with the big money decisions, so we wanted to pick a different realtor to work with. How do you go from there? Anyone have
Well,
any
and she
ideas?
already seems like she already kind of decided. Like she's went and seen two houses with a different agent, even though we were working together on her loan options.
So dumb. Makes me hate people. Okay, well, what can we say? Maybe we can still save it. I don't know. We'll see where it is. And give you some ideas of some talking points. Does anyone have any thoughts?
I had a similar situation happen recently, and after they were deciding to go with another agent, I still had her. She was still calling me, asking for my advice and feedback, and I got to a point where I was feeling really frustrated because basically, if they're going with another agent but still asking for your advice, that should be a red flag that they trust you more than they trust this other agent. And so I just pointed that out and basically said to her, "Hey, look, um, I'm happy to answer your questions, but this is your agent's responsibility. And so if you're coming to me and not your agent, then I would ask yourself if you trust the other agent enough to represent your best interests, and that's for you to decide. Again, I'm here and happy to help if you want me to help you, but you need to make that decision for yourself first." And that's kind of what I said. Ultimately, the other agent, she went back to the other agent. The agent, was working. The agent represented a builder, and they were like, "Oh, well, we'll chop 10,000 off of your, price if you work with this agent." So she was like, "Yeah, sorry, we're gonna save the money," and tried to ask my opinion again, and I just said, "Check with your agent."
Yeah, legally, if they have an agreement with another agent, you are not supposed to give them advice. Like that is their agent's job. So I always use that against them. Like, oh, hey, no, you signed an agreement. I can't. Like, I'd love to help you, but if I give you wrong advice, then I'm the one that gets in trouble. So no. So I can't give any advice. Even like a FISBO, if they're like, hey, I'm listed a FISBO, what would you do in all of these situations? You'd be like, oh, sorry, I don't represent you, so I can't give you that. And you can literally say those things. And it's real. Okay, any other
I'm
ideas?
wondering
What
if I should.
Oh, go ahead,
I'm wondering
Melissa.
if I should ask her like, have you signed an agreement with this other agent? Like, if you really feel like she's the right fit, like, I 100% support you in that, but I just want you to know, like, it would not get in the way at all. Like, I just want to like work so hard to help you find like the very best, and I don't think anyone else will like put in the same amount of um effort as I will to help you, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
So like, just let me know if you change your mind. I'd really like to move forward and help you, kind of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, this objection is actually very strange to me because like let's think through this, Melissa. Like let's pretend that I meet this person and I'm like, yeah, I'll represent you and you are friends with them. Who is more likely to care about their finances? Like me, a random stranger, or you that actually cares about them? Like
Yeah.
it seems strange. So my conversation that I have with people is, what's funny is I actually become more friends with people that I buy and sell houses with. Like that's my track record is that we become closer And even random strangers I become good friends with because of this whole process. So I'm not worried about this at all. It's kind of the opposite. Also, and I'll
But
mention
where this
this,
is my first transaction, I feel like I kind of don't have any like basis to
yeah,
go on, like from
yeah,
the past,
you
plus like
can't
also
really
what
say that.
Kylie said, like I I don't know. I just like it's my first one, so I don't it's kind of and she I think that she knows that, but I told her like we did a whole tulip festival together in my hours and I was like, I just love my brokerage, like they're there to help me and like I just feel so confident and like I was really like I feel like I do add a lot of value, and I feel like I communicated that well, but I don't know how to then reinforce that when she's going with another agent. Does that make sense?
Yeah. When you
That
can
makes
let her know,
sense.
like, my biggest thing is I want you to get the very best house at the very best price. If our friendship starts to get in that way, I can bow out. And there's even ways that I can get paid and have another agent work with you. So, like, if you're worried about that, but like right now you're sending money to a random stranger rather than me. If they care about money at all, that one works really well with them. Like, feed my family, not a stranger's. But
Yeah.
I will always let people know, like, if push comes to shove, I would rather be your friend than your real estate agent. And so why don't we go forward? Because I actually care about you. I want the best for you. I am not going to make you or let you make a bad decision on this because I am your friend. And then if we get to a point where we're like, you know what, this is hurting our friendship, which probably won't happen because it's usually the opposite. But if we do get to that point, I have no problem stepping away or even bringing in another agent to do that. And I'm pretty sure anyone on this call would love to get an awesome lead from you and pay you a big referral fee to just step in and close the deal.
Can I add something?
Yeah, Taryn, go. What do you have?
Yeah, for me, what I found is because, I struggle selling myself at times because I know I'm still learning all this stuff. So, like, my go-to thing is I'll sell you, Cameron. I'll be like, my coach, he's part of the Red Homes, or sorry, I'm walking and trying to put my thoughts together, but I'm like, okay, and we also have this transaction team with Janelle, and I just focus on selling my network of people I know and say, you're in good hands because I've got a whole team of people I'm talking to that it'll all work out. And if there's any problem that can't be solved, I have the resources to bring that to you as soon as possible. And that's kind of how I've been going about it is just, at times it's hard to sell my value. So I just sell the network of I know people that will provide you value and I'll have those conversations for you.
Yeah. One of my favorite frameworks to overcome objections is feel, felt, found. So you can say, like, it works really well with an example as you start to get these. Like, oh, you know what? I've had friends that have, so it's feel, felt, found. So I understand exactly how you're feeling and how you could be worried about bringing money into the friendship. Other friends that I have felt this same way. And what they've found is that I actually care about them so much that I am going to help them make good financial decisions. So feel, felt, found. Understand how you feel. Others felt the same way. This is what they found out and overcome it. And so overcame. I can
Feel,
speak.
felt, found.
Yep, feel, felt, found. And it can be pretty generic or it can be a very specific instance. Like, oh, other clients that I've worked with have felt like it might be weird having conversations like this. And they've found that it's actually a very professional relationship and they don't have to disclose all of their finances to me because of how I work. You don't even have to say that you've closed the deal, but it's like maybe you're hiding finances or something. And I think Kylie's probably right. There might be a bigger reason or a bigger objection, and this might be the smoke screen. So that feel,
Yeah.
felt, found will move us right past that smoke screen if there is something bigger. And if there's not anything bigger and this is it, then they'll talk about it more.
Well, I know her husband too, and he just had a death in the family. So I've been like checking in and like, hey, like, is everything okay? Like, do you want to move forward right now? And I'm wondering if she was kind of thinking like, oh, like since she knows about our personal stuff, we can't just keep like business like separate and just like move forward with that. So I'm wondering like if it would be better to just ask her like if we could do a call and kind of talk through it, or if I should just try and like make a text back that's like really like thoughtful, so that she doesn't misunderstand. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm a fan of calls in situations like this. And you either way, let her know like you're gonna be friends. I decided this very early on that I wasn't going to let business get in the way of my friendships. So if I ever have a
Yeah.
friend that I'm actually friends with and they decide not to use me, I can still be their friend. I don't have to be mad at them. I have one instance where I didn't want to be their friend and they kind of screwed me. And that's the only time that I've been like, I'm not your friend anymore. Kylie, what you got?
How close are you, Melissa, with this friend? Like close enough where you could just stop by with some muffins or something just to
Yeah.
talk while your kids
Yeah.
play?
I'm out of town till Wednesday, but
So
yeah, we're pretty close.
that would be my approach. If this was me in your situation and I got that text, I would grab my kids, grab some cookies, go stop by, just sit and eat cookies and chat. Something I also like would bring up is, hey, I'm a mother, and when I take on a client, I treat them as my own child. So it's my job to protect their best interests, to fight for them, to negotiate on their behalf. And I do that as fiercely as I would my child. So, you know, what's really going on? Or, you can be as direct as
Yeah,
you want to be, but that's how I would approach it. Just, women connect from the heart and around food.
true.
Men food help
Do you think
too.
I should like text her first? Because if she signed an agreement with a different agent, there's kind of not much I can do, right?
There's one big thing you can do if she signed an agreement with another agent is be her friend.
Yeah.
And so sometimes people get weird. Like she kind of fired you, kind of didn't, right?
Yeah.
We're right in that middle. And so it might make the friendship weird. So if you still want to be her friend, even if she signed an agreement and is working with that agent, like you coming by and doing Kylie Muffin time, then that could turn into helping the friendship a little bit more. And so I think it's a great idea, even if you don't become her real estate agent. Because remember, lead generation is about building relationships. And it would not be strange for her to give you a bunch of referrals of people, even though you weren't her real estate agent.
Right. So I'm in Colorado till Wednesday night. I don't feel like I should wait until Thursday to like stop by, even though like if I was in town, I feel like that would be the best option. Should I just try and like do a FaceTime, or should I
Yeah,
um
yeah, I think so.
okay.
Any other opinions?
I always empower them. So support their decisions and make sure they feel empowered in what they're deciding, even if it's not what you want, because they'll remember that. They'll remember how you made them feel when they were feeling uncomfortable or insecure, which is what that text sounds like.
And then if they don't buy a house, they're probably going to buy a house with you because of how you treat this. Amy, what you got?
Yeah, I wonder, like Kylie's saying, if this is if there are other issues there, if she's worried that this is your first transaction, is this a time to like negotiate to make it more in her interest to say, I'll give you a cheaper commission rate, giving, giving some other incentives if she is worried about, you being new, Melissa?
I'm not a fan of using my commission as any part of anything. It's like the last thing that I hold it for. It's like this deal's gonna fall apart unless I can come up with $500 somehow. Then it's really easy to be like, okay, I've tried everything else. Here's $500 for my commission. We can make it all work out. And so I'm not a fan of using that early or even ever. 9 times out of 10, you'll never even need to bring in your commission. Probably 99 out of 100. Even if someone brings it up, you can usually get by with still getting your full commission. Because if you're not selling houses and making money, you can't be in the business. So it like kind of takes you out. So Amy, yes, you could do that, and I don't think you need to. But I think usually people want their friends to succeed, and they're just worried about something around that. So Melissa, have that conversation. Let them know that no matter what, you're still friends, and that you can help. You can keep it professional, you can go personal, and you just want the best for them, even if that's a different agent. Which is a hard
Yeah.
thing to say when it would be nice to have a closing.
Could I make a draft of my reply back to like suggest a FaceTime and send it to the chat and get feedback on it?
Yes, do it.
Okay.
We're all here for you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Go crush it. Let's see. Today, the 20th, we are at N and R. So
Wait.
anyone, wait.
You didn't follow up on the challenge that you gave us.
Oh, tell me about your high school friends you talked to.
So I called the only 6 that I could find in my contacts because I cleaned mine out. It's been over a decade, guys. So only 2 answered. And I had a really great chat with both of them. And it was really fun and exciting. And one of them just moved back to Utah from Seattle, and she like got registered on my agent site after that and started browsing houses. And so I'll start helping her look for a house now.
Yes. Look at that. Just calling people you haven't talked to in a decade and they want to buy houses. I love it. Okay, this week, N and R. Anyone with their last names that begin with N or R, you should call them. And as Kylie shows, even if you haven't talked to them in a decade, you can call and have a conversation and see where that ends up. Maybe you're showing them houses. So go crush it this week. Ignite should be awesome today. So hopefully we'll see you all later today. See ya.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much, everybody.